Hi everyone, in this video we are going to talk about film simulations for Canon cameras. Now, film simulations used to be for only Fujifilm shooters, but why should they have all the fun, right? So I decided to create a set of film simulations for Canon cameras, and I've already released a handful of these so far, but in this video and today we are releasing a new set based on the legendary Kodak Portra profile. Now, I just want to go ahead and say that Portra is obviously a trademarked name that belongs to Kodak or whoever owns Kodak these days. These are not going to be called Portra. I haven't really picked a suitable name for them yet, so if you have any name suggestions, any creative names that kind of leans toward Portra, then please leave those name suggestions in the description. When you go ahead and download these profiles from the website and you extract the files on your computer, then you will see that there's actually two different versions of the Portra Shortra in that little pack that you downloaded. The first one is going to be the base version named just Shortra, Portra, or whatever, and that's the one that's going to give you the most Portra flavor to your images. Or if you're a video shooter and you want to shoot video with these, that's the one that's going to give you the most Portra bang for your bucks. And by the way, these are free, but if you want to, you can always leave a little donation when you download the files. Anyway, the problem with the base Portra picture style or film simulations, let's go ahead and call them film simulations from now on. The problem with the base one, because it's kind of based on limited or reduced dynamic range to get the right tone and look and all that tasty stuff, is that it can be a bit tricky to expose in some high dynamic range environments. So if you're dealing with really harsh sunlight and a lot of shadows, it can be tricky at times to fit everything exposure wise. It has a tendency to either blow out, or it's not going to blow out the sky, but it's going to make it very pale and very unsaturated. So I decided to include a second version that I named EDR, Extended Dynamic Range. This is not going to be some HDR. It's just going to make everything a bit easier for you, especially when you're in situations when there's going to be a lot of bright skies and shadows and all that. The EDR is gonna be a little flatter. It's also gonna be half a stop or a third of a stop underexposed compared to the base profile, and that's just the way that I decided to deal with this little issue and keep everything as close to the base or the main profile as I possibly could. So in most Canon cameras, there's gonna be at least 3 of these little custom picture style slots. So there's gonna be room for you to have both of these on your camera for at least for a little while before you decide on which one of these is going to be your kind of daily driver and all that. As always, I do encourage you to expose both your images and your video for the way you want your final image to look. Do not rely too much on the exposure meters, the histograms. Obviously, make sure nothing clips. Apart from that, try to focus more on the actual tone you're going for. Unfortunately, we've had like 1.5 weeks of gray skies and rain here in Sweden, so I haven't been able to capture a lot of blue sky images for you guys, but I hope that some of this sampled pictures here are gonna give you at least a decent hunch on what to expect when you start to shoot with these picture styles here. If you haven't checked out the other picture styles and other fun stuff that I've released so far, there's grain overlays from 35mm film, grain scans, and grain overlays for video shooters that you can go ahead and put on top of your stills and video to make it even more film-like if that's the look you're going for. So with that said, I want to thank you for watching, and don't forget to give me your name suggestions for these picture styles, and I'll see you in the next one. Did I say download link in the description? I think I did. Otherwise, yeah, down there. Okay, see ya!